You arrived from Stockholm yesterday. How was your trip?
Well, the trip was okay. That ferry between Stockholm and Helsinki seems to be filled with people that have, certain quite desperate agendas. That's my impression, and yeah, it's a rather strange company. But then again, you're always free to stick by yourself and keep to your own schedule. So that's really no problem. And they had this really nice wine bar at the boat, and both Satyr and I are avid lovers of wine, so we got to try a couple of really interesting ones just by the glass and have a look at their really fine assortment. So that was fine.
As a band that many people look up to, and also a band that's known for a very clear musical vision of their own, do you ever feel pressure when starting to make new material or entering the studio?
We do feel pressure, but it's also a pressure that we have decided to put on ourselves. I think that there's basically no harder pressure that anybody can put on us from the outside than what we actually do take upon ourselves. We demand of ourselves to learn from each and every album that we do, to learn from each and every tour that we do, to progress and get further and to get better. And if we cannot really show to ourselves or feel by ourselves that this steady progression is happening, then we really cannot feel satisfied with what we do. And if the level of dissatisfaction is deep enough, or if it continues for too long, we will simply just have to quit the band. Now we have actually reached a level where we are very hungry again, like we were as musicians in our teens, because we have made so many breakthroughs spiritually and musically with this Age of Nero process, that there is a new kind of motivation that has entered our minds. Probably because we feel that Satyricon has become such a strong instrument for expressing ourselves musically.
Where now Diabolical had themes such as the occult and secret societies, the Age of Nero seems to be more linked to the social reality of today. How important it is for you to reflect upon the social reality we live in?
I think that this reflection comes from a very sharp observation of what is happening rather than anything else. And that observation again will have an impact on your mind, which again will be reflected in music. So there's the link all the way here. I know that Satyr perceives of the world in a very apocalyptic way. It's not like he has chosen that, but it's something that he really feels, and he has told me that there's a strong menace to what is being happening these days that really wasn't there before. There's a much harsher reality that has somehow manifested itself in his observations. Probably it's the subconscious that sums up all its knowledge and starts to send signals that there is something really fucked up going on now, something that perhaps wasn't there even 3 years ago, but it's there now. And if you think a little about it, there is something very irreversible by or connected to the global warming, for instance. These climatic catastrophes happening on a larger and larger scale, and particularly in southern areas of the world, people will be driven northwards. It's bound to happen, and it's like a force that you cannot stop. and it's basically nature itself that starts to force its way into our lives and into the social and political realities. And the Western system and the Western society is an empire that is about to fall. We also see it being threatened by many other forces now, but there is here one example of a force that we cannot really do anything about. It's even if we do everything we can to prevent the damages now, we cannot really stop it from happening. And this is something new, and you know how this dawns upon man is probably what is really new, and there is perhaps a sense of an apocalyptic reality that starts to make its way into the collective subconsciousness of man. That feeling is perhaps that bottom darkness of the Age of Nero.
To finish on a little more lighter note, I read an interview with Jonna, your keyboard player, and she said that Satyricon is actually a bunch of fitness people. What is your personal method for keeping fit?
I do try to do other kinds of activities than just playing the drums. So every now and then I go out for a run, or I take a swim, or I work out a little. I wish that I could find more time for that, because I need to sleep decently as well. But yeah, we really try, and for some of us they succeed more than others, I guess. But yeah, there are a few of us that really exercise very regularly and take that very seriously, and the entire band are exercising regularly, either by running or working out or whatever. So there's no laziness here anymore. We have eradicated that.
Thank you very much for the interview, Frost.
Thank you.